Well, hey everybody, it's your good buddy 650 Eve here, and welcome back to the channel. I finally got over 400 miles on my brand new BMW M1000RR, and today, Zack the Master Mechanic is going to do its first service, and he's going to remove the 8,000 RPM rev limit that's on this fantastic machine. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you're already a subscriber, tap that bell, and you'll get notified when new content is uploaded.
Hey, what's going on everyone? So we got the M1000 here, and we're gonna do the running in check on it, which is gonna get rid of that nasty rev limiter.
Yes.
And we're gonna get some fresh oil into the engine so we can get all the little tiny metal particles from break-in out of it, and you'll have nice fresh oil ready for an epic video after, I'm sure.
Yes.
And basically, same thing that we've shown before in the build series videos. If you watched it, I go to my program that BMW gives us, type in the VIN number, and it produces a sheet of what needs to be done in each service interval. This is the running in check. And this is all the stuff we're gonna do. We're just gonna set up the service indicator, delete the running in RPM, do a vehicle test, make sure there's no fault codes, change the oil, check the clutch cable, brake fluid, brakes, coolant level, the chain, and take it for a ride.
Okay.
So let's get going. So first off, we might as well get rid of the rev limit.
Yes.
So we just have to get under our seat cowl there. That fits really nicely.
Zach, do BMW S1000 and M1000 owners occasionally try to bribe you to get rid of the rev limit beforehand?
No, I've had some people just shut it off on their own with like a GS 911, but no one's asked me. I wouldn't do it anyway. It's there for a reason.
Yes.
So that you don't destroy your brand new expensive engine. Yeah, it sucks, but it's worth it. That way because the tolerance on the inside of that engine is so tight that the pieces need to break into each other, and they can't break into each other at 14,000 RPM. It's just too fast. That's why they limit it to the 9,000 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Which this bike gets to very quickly.
It does.
All right, so we made it to our screen. These are all the computers that are on the CAN network on the S1000. You got your dash, you got your engine controller, electronics, the fuel injection computer, EWS, which is your key and security system, ABS, and GM, which stands for base module or general module. And that just takes care of like, this bike, it probably does the heated grips and maybe something with the suspension.
Okay.
So they're all talking to each other, and down here, not present, so no fault code, so that's awesome. That's what we want to see. And then basically we're just gonna go here, and then we're gonna go to drive, and that is gonna let us deactivate the run-in engine speed. So we tell it to do that. And we're just gonna say deactivate, click next, done.
Nice.
That's it. A long time ago, back on the 2010s, we used to have to actually program the bike to do it and then relearn the throttle. It took like 45 minutes.
Whoa.
What'd that take, like 10 seconds?
Yeah, it did.
I know, it's pretty awesome. So I'm happy with that. And then we're just gonna set up our service data, which is going to remind you the next service is in 1 year or 6,000 miles. All right, so we got half the belly pan off. Now we have access to our oil filter and oil drain plug down on the bottom here. Still using the 50 Torx.
How's the oil look? Like oil?
Yeah, looks like oil.
Okay.
It's like it has lubricating properties.
I never forgot that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like oil.
Notice something cool over here. You got the M logo laser etched into the frame.
Super cool.
That's pretty sweet.
That'll make these frames more expensive.
Headers are starting to change color there.
Are they? So they are titanium
I
then,
don't know,
eh?
perhaps.
Perhaps they are.
Either high-level stainless or titanium. No steel, not magnetic.
Okay.
That's cool. And just like every other S1000 as well, starts with a short oil filter, and we are gonna put a long oil filter on it.
I remember that from the build series.
Of course, it uses a different filter wrench as well.
Yes.
Couple shavings on the magnet, totally normal, nothing giant. Okay. Even if there were bigger pieces of metal, I wouldn't be concerned. It's just the transmission. So you must have done well and not missed any shifts.
Yeah, I didn't.
So
not this time.
Yeah, that means they got the quick shifter auto blipper working well also. But that's pretty much what you're gonna see stuck to your magnet. Anything of any importance isn't really magnetic, so. Okay. But if there was a giant mound on here, then we know something's amiss. So good to pay attention to. I like to clean it off, that way next time you know that it's only been 3,000 miles or whatever. So I coated the ring on the oil filter with some oil, and then we're gonna go ahead and slide it in. They left enough room with this exhaust system. I did notice the one Akrapovic header I installed, I could not get the large oil filter in. I don't know why, because none of the other bikes, it hasn't been an issue.
Yeah.
But I just wound up running the short oil filter, so hopefully that doesn't cause any issues. But this one does fit. If I can get the threads to line up, we will be in business. And there we go. Should always be nice and easy to spin your oil filter on until it touches. If not, you're cross-threading it. Don't do that. 11 Newton meters on our oil filter. So that means it shouldn't be over tight and shouldn't fall off.
Perfect.
All right, so we're just peeping at our oil. Not too much, not very shiny in there at all, so that's a good thing.
Okay.
Just about what we'd expect to see. Drain bolt snugged up and get it torqued to 28 Newton meters.
Okay. Fresh oil being poured in?
Yup. Shell 5W40, made specifically for the BMW engine. What's recommended by the factory. We're gonna stick with that for a couple thousand miles.
Okay.
Then we'll switch it over to Motul.
300V.
All right, so we ran the motorcycle and now we've left it sit for about a minute. You can see our oil levels come back up to just over half. I'm not going to touch that because once it sits a little longer, it's probably going to raise up even more and then we'll be set. Okay. While it was running, I went around and did a safety check of the bike, looked at all the brake pads, doesn't look like anything's leaking. Checked the side stand cutout switch, that way you can't take off with the side stand down. And that's pretty much it. We'll get the belly pan back on and get it out for a test ride, and that's your first service on the M1000. And no more rev limiter.
Nice.
So you got to be excited.
I'm too excited.
All right, what a ride. That thing's really awesome. It makes power in like 4 different stages.
Really?
There's that second gear bog, you know?
Yeah.
And then it kind of makes a different noise and accelerates quickly to like 10,000 and then it just shoots out. It is way faster than any stock S1000 I've ridden.
No way.
It's really fast.
Wow.
And what's weird is it's really quiet. So you're like, I shouldn't be going this fast and not making any noise.
Yeah, because it's so
really
quiet,
weird,
yeah.
but it accelerates very quickly.
Wow.
I'm super impressed. There's definitely something different. It gets through the RPMs very quickly.
Yeah.
And it right above 8,000 and on is just, it's awesome. And it's just so nimble. It was really a blast to ride. That was a great test ride.
So then once Brent Tuning gets rid of that flat spot, it's just going to be a wicked savage.
Yeah, and once we get an exhaust on it, and lose a couple more LBs even, and way back behind the steering head. See that it's black? Yes. When I get to a certain RPM, you're just going to see them wing open and you'll see the air filter. Isn't that funny how fast they open?
Yeah.
So that's one of the things, you hear that open up and then it just starts accelerating, and then you hear something else open up and it keeps accelerating. It's pretty cool how they got this to be street legal, you know, and meet all the requirements. So what we're gonna do anyway is just real quick take a tour through the dashboard. We've done this on the standard S1000, but we'll show you here. So what we're looking for is settings, and then I believe it's vehicle.
Yep.
Yep, and we got our shift light, and then we just go to configuration, and I'm doing all this with the wheel over here. And now that we have our rev limiter gone, we're gonna wanna turn that up all the way as high as we can. All right, 15,000. That's higher. Before it was 14.5.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. And then it's gonna turn off at 16, and you can adjust your brightness and how quick it flashes.
I wanted 100% brightness, please.
Okay, so we'll just go there. And you can see it shows you how bright it is up top. Go over to OK, back out. Is that rate of flash good?
Yeah, faster.
That's how you get 8.
Oh yeah, make it fast.
All right, well 8 it is.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's too fast.
That's too fast. All right, back to 4.
Yeah.
Oh, it stayed at 8. Gotta go to OK first. Then you can go backwards. All right, so now we just push back and we're all set up. And move back over to our sport mode, because then you can switch your dash easily and check your lean angles and traction control intervention.
Nice. Nice, and my battery's low on my Samsung S21 Ultra.
Look at that, it's yellow. Better hurry up, it's gonna be red.
Yeah.
But no, thanks for watching, guys. Got the M1000 ready. Stay tuned. We got some super cool stuff coming for the S1000. And I know you got some cool stuff coming up with this.
Yes, I do.
See you guys in the next one.
Thanks, Zach. All right, folks, so what you didn't see is that off camera, Zack the Master Mechanic installed some more parts from Miami Manny at Motor Million onto our beautiful M1000RR. This beautiful TWM quick release fuel cap with the blue cap is really nice. This awesome steering stem nut and an amazing WRS tinted double bubble style tall windscreen, which seems to be a little taller than the stock clear windscreen. So we're moving right along. Next week, the Master Mechanic will install a full Akrapovic titanium exhaust system, and that's going to make this bike come to life, sound a lot better than it does now, removing the restrictions and even more power. So yeah, but this is my first ride since he did the first service, and he removed that pesky rev limit. And Zach rode the bike. He said it was amazing. I can't wait to see for myself. I believe it still has that annoying flat spot, however, and it still has this crazy startup sequence. This is a cold start, and just look at what it's doing. That is going to be totally fixed with the Brentuni ECU flash. And after I ride this bike here today, I'm at turn 13 Motorsports. When I return from riding it, we're going to apply the Brentuni ECU flash to this bike, and then we're going to put it on the dyno. So stay tuned for the very next video. It'll be an awesome dyno video comparing it when it was stock. Yeah, there we go. Now it's settling down. And when we apply the Brentuni ECU flash, and we also have my good buddy Steve's bike here, his 2020 S1000 Hockenheim Silver that we're going to put on the dyno back to back with this one, so we can see if there's a horsepower difference between the S and the M. Of course, I think there is, but that remains to be seen. All right, the bike is warmed up. The rev limit is completely available for use. I'm in first gear. This bike is unlocked. Clean road here. Let's see what this thing does. Well, what it does is it scoots now. It scoots, but I can still detect, and I'll show you. Kick it down in a second. I'm at about 5,000 RPM. Look at this, full throttle. The bike doesn't move. That's horrible. Until like 8,000 RPM because of that annoying flat spot, just like it was on the S1000RR. And this is in fact what Brentuni is going to get rid of. So just to clarify, there is no longer a rev limit that prevents me from going over 8,000 RPM, but now there's a flat spot that doesn't let the bike kick in until about 8,000 RPM. Here's full throttle again. At 9,000, it becomes a 6 Savage. And that, my friends, is quite unacceptable indeed. That's why we install Brentuni ECU flashing onto this machine. Having said that, the brakes are nice. Oh, look at this guy. Look at this cowboy. He almost cut off the car. Imagine what he'd do to me and my bike. I tell you. Second gear again. Getting our power super late. Super annoying. Wow. But at least we had the first service done. The rev limit preventing the bike from going over 8,000 RPM is removed, and now I have access to the complete range of the bike. I can take it up to its top speed if I had the roadway free of cars. At least that's gone, but there's still a flat spot. That's going to be gone. And you'll see in my next video how this bike really performs where there's absolutely nothing restricting it. It's going to be outstanding indeed. So stay tuned. I've got some awesome content coming. We'll see you next time on the 650 Eve YouTube channel.